Man, I regret not seeing this movie as a kid. Silent Night, Deadly Night is about a young boy named Billy who witnesses his parents getting killed by a man dressed up like Santa Claus. Billy and his younger brother Ricky end up in an orphanage raised by nuns. When Billy turns 18, he gets himself a job at a convenience store as a stock boy in the back room. One day the boss actually comes up to Billy and asks him to be Santa Claus, and not too long after Billy is in that Santa Claus outfit, killing pursues. Hey everybody, how you doing out there? Well, it's December and I'm here to do my Christmas horror franchise, A Silent Night, Deadly Night. Now, as I just said at the very beginning, I never saw this movie before, never saw any of this entire franchise before. I've heard of them maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and actually, I'll be honest, I thought at first this was a one and done. Someone actually had to tell me that this was actually a franchise. I know that there was some controversy behind this first movie where parents were actually protesting, and unfortunately, Hollywood decided to finally bend at the knee and say, okay, to all the parents, we're going to pull our movie out of the movie theater here. I hope you guys are actually happy. Just because Santa Claus is a great symbol and he's not allowed to ever be an evil bastard who kills people. And that's pretty much what the whole thing was with the parents. Now, do I agree with what the parents did back in 1984, or do I actually think that this is a freaking awesome movie? Well, stay tuned. And starting off with the likes, let's go with some of the characters. I want to start off with Billy's grandfather. Now, Billy and his parents end up visiting the grandfather in a mental institution. The grandfather has not spoken to anybody, has not moved a muscle in a long time. So at one point, the parents step away with the doctor, and it's just Billy. And as soon as that goes down, the grandfather starts moving. He starts talking to Billy and saying about Christmas is the worst time of the year, and asking Billy about, have you been a good boy the entire year? And he's just scaring this boy about saying that Santa Claus will not just give you coal if you've been bad even just once in all of that time. It's going to be a lot worse than you actually can even imagine, especially being a young boy. And I kind of liked how they actually approached on that there by having a family member scare the hell out of you, no matter if they're telling the truth, if they're actually fibbing. I've even had older family members, let alone friends of family members, scare the dickens out of me when I was younger. It didn't have to be about Christmas. It could have been about any holiday or just about life itself that could eat you up if you don't actually fight back when you need to fight back in life. And I really liked what the director, what the writing came out of that. That grandfather was really good. Kind of wish he was actually in the movie a little bit more, but what we get out of them, I was very happy with what we got there. We got Mother Superior, who is the head nun of the orphanage. Now, really, I'd say this. If she was in this movie a lot more, it would have been enough to tick me off. I would not be giving her the like. But she's hardly really in it. But you can imagine the pain. And of course, we're going to talk briefly about what she does to Billy. But the pain and the suffering that she actually does to these kids, thinking that what she's doing is right. Now, I've never gone to nun school, unlike some of my grandmother or any of my aunts and uncles, so I don't know exactly what goes down on that kind of stuff. But what this movie makes it sound is just like, I think I'm very happy I never went to Catholic school there. Going with Billy. Now, let's go with Billy as a kid. First off, what a terrific actor he was as a kid. I was a little worried whenever he first starts speaking. I'm like, oh, I don't know. He seems like he's a little cringe-worthy. But I actually really did like what we actually got out of this kid. Whenever he's with his grandfather and his grandfather's scaring the hell out of him, he does a good job there. Whenever he actually tries to even be somewhat happy, and just the different emotions that this kid got to go through being scared and what he witnesses with his parents and this fake Santa Claus was very interesting, and this kid knew how to deliver. And as I was mentioning with Mother Superior, the stuff that actually goes on with Billy, because he does get nightmares of what happened with his parents. He actually, unfortunately at one point, he actually sees two people having sex. he didn't understand what was going on, but he still gets punished by getting a belt to the ass. At one point I mentioned about him having nightmares about his parents being attacked. The Mother Superior ends up tying his hands to the bedpost. I think maybe his legs too. So it was just like how much of a monster she is, because she doesn't understand the tragedy that Billy went through that we actually saw in the movie about maybe 10 minutes into that movie there. But Billy as an adult, I like this character, and you just don't want him to go down that path that he's going to go down. It almost reminded me of Joker from 5 years ago. Yeah, we got the sequel this year, but with Joker, where he just kind of kept going down and down and down before he ended up becoming the crazy person he does. But I feel like that, compared to that movie, I feel like that Billy did a better job of like at least liking that character and feeling sorry for that character, where with Joker I didn't actually really feel sorry, because we know that that character eventually is going to be a villain there. But with Billy, it's like, oh no, don't tell him to put that suit on. No, Billy, don't, because then all of a sudden all the craziness is still going to come back, because it still eats you as an adult of what happened to his parents, and he just starts going and killing people. I mean, he does a fantastic job of what he needs to do. He tries to be a normal human being, and unfortunately because of the suit, that's not the way we want to see him go down. But you do like what he actually is going for and why he is doing what he's doing, and it makes complete sense. I like the killings in this. I think a lot of them are very unique. All I'm going to say is without going into details with it, even though this movie is 40 years old, there is a scene where there's a man and a woman having sex. And at first I thought maybe it was at her house, but I think that she's babysitting this young girl. And something that happens to the woman I thought was very unique. I'm sure a lot of other people have reviewed this movie and actually have given that away there, but I'm not, for people who prefer spoiler-free, no matter how old a movie actually is there. But I did really like her death. She might have been one of the highlights for sure. When it comes to the gore, at first I thought they really wasn't showing much of it, but then later on that they do start showing more of the gore. I thought it was very gory, or at least gory enough to actually still put it in the likes. I really like the story of the killer Santa, so I could even say this right now, I completely disagree with those parents trying to get this movie out of the theater, which eventually they did. I really like the story. I like seeing a killer Santa. And one of my all-time favorites actually isn't from a movie, it's from a TV show. I believe it's season 1 of Tales from the Crypt. I think it's like the second, maybe the third episode. I think it's called All Through the House. And you got a killer Santa Claus going after this woman. And I really actually always like that. And it's something I try to watch, if not every Christmas or around Christmas, like every other Christmas. And I like that. So watching this movie, a full-length Killer Santa, I really was so engaged with what we get with that story going on. I like the script. I think it's great dialogue for the most part. There is going to be a couple things I'll get to later on in the dislike. Overall, the narrative was great. The dialogue was close of being perfect, but unfortunately there were some choppy things I didn't really like about it. I thought this was directed very well. And kind of a little fun fact about the director, I guess he used to do like a lot of documentaries, and the thing was, whenever it came to the kill scenes, he couldn't be even on set. So we had an assistant director come in who actually loves that kind of stuff, and he was actually the one who ended up directing all the kill scenes, which was very awesome. Also, going back with the dialogue, I really thought this was a very funny movie. And moving on to the dislikes, I want to start off with Billy. Now, as much as I like him as a kid actor and as an adult, but it's actually once he becomes Santa and starts taking people out, he only actually has 2 words that he pretty much says in the second half of the last 30 minutes when he starts going crazy. Is punish or naughty. And it's right before he's about to take somebody out there. Now, my thing with him is I almost actually kind of wish as an adult, yes, he actually saw his parents get killed, and by this bad person in a Santa suit. But I almost kind of wish that he didn't kind of turn and act like that guy, would realize that, wait, you got this bad guy who just killed 2 innocent people. Maybe I should be a Santa Claus vigilante and actually help out the innocent people and go after the people that deserve it. Now, he does actually go after some of those people, but it feels like it's more innocent people that he actually kills than the naughty people in my mind there. You actually have a character, and this is where Billy actually starts his, I don't know if I really call it bloodthirsty, but where he does start his killing. You get 2 characters in the back room of the convenience store after they're locked up, and everybody's actually had a little bit of alcohol, even Billy. And you got the guy who pretty much is attacking and almost about raped this woman. And so you get Billy that comes and actually uses, of course, Christmas decorations to actually hang the guy, because this guy pretty much ripped open this woman's shirt, and pretty much how much worse he could have got from there if Billy wasn't there. But here's the thing about the character. The female character, after the guy gets killed, calls Billy the monster. And I always hate characters like that, where it's like you're being attacked by an asshole. I don't care if it's your boyfriend, your husband. Yeah, you're supposed to love them, but you know what? They're not supposed to attack you like that. So I'm sorry, you're calling Billy a monster? What are you saying, that the guy that attacked you really is the goddamn hero? I don't fucking believe it one bit when we get that. And every character I see like that, they will definitely always be in the dislikes for me, because it's like a little gratitude that someone, was about to hurt you, and you're upset because he's dead now. I'm sorry, the guy definitely deserved to die. Good job, Billy, on that. And then the final dislike has got to be the ending. Not the entire Act 3, but maybe the last 3 to 5 minutes. I did not like. I was unsatisfied with what we actually got and what Billy needed to actually do. I was like, oh, okay, so that's the way you're going to kind of end it there. And it seems like it's kind of a normal ending, but I just really wasn't too thrilled with it. Silent Night, Deadly Night, I'm going to go 3.5 out of 4 stars. Have you seen this movie? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me a comment down below, and we shall discuss it. So thank you guys so much for watching another movie review. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.